Yo, what up, TikTok? Why is my cup empty? Oh my god, I'm stupid. Okay, probably should have filled that first. Yo, what up, TikTok? We're back, episode 3. This is more of a formal episode. I know yesterday was more of a party episode because we were like out on the town. What a lame. Fill up mine, yo. No.
Chocolate milk.
Yeah. Rinse it first. Let mom do it.
Yeah.
No, today's episode we're doing more of a topic based again, obviously. Our very first episode was a little sloppy. We had a little different lighting. We had this light on. It was a little sloppier. Episode 3 though, we're doing trauma and how to deal with trauma. Our second episode, obviously, we were out in the town. We were like, you know what? Shoot. We're going to show you how we like to have a good time. We love the silly geese around here, you know what I'm saying? Nate the silliest goose. Right? Yeah. Nate's the silliest goose. He's silly. He is silly Willie.
Silly Willie.
Silly Willie. Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti, not names.
I bet it is.
It's all good.
That's crazy.
That should be good.
What? Oh. Bro, what?
Hey, your milk, creamy.
Is it creamy? Y'all, I am so on one tonight. I don't know what's going on, but y'all are gonna love me tonight.
I know.
Actually, y'all should love me anytime. I'm always on one. What am I not on? The drugs anymore, obviously. Alright, so I'm waiting on Nate to get his butt back to the chair before we start talking. We literally were just having like a really good, productive conversation right before. I was sitting there like, dude, we were supposed to have the trauma conversation. Let me start the video. Like we were having a good conversation about like how we deal with trauma, how we deal with like situations in life.
You're welcome, sir.
Oh wait, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
The one time we don't have the clean click.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. It works, it's chalky milk, and I'm autistic. That's what we like. Good God. Okay, so we were talking about like trauma and like how we deal with stuff and then like life circumstances and how obviously like trauma usually is referred to as like a past event or something that happened in the past, but like how it affects your current and how it affects your future obviously is always a question. How do you deal with the past and how you deal with the hurt and whatnot. Matter of fact, 10 seconds ago is past, so like if you hurt me 10 seconds ago, it's still considered part of the story. So like how do I deal with things as they come? How do I deal with situations? How do I deal with hurt? So one of the things that we had said this morning is what was it, the spoon method? The spoon method?
The baby spoon method.
The baby spoon method. I'll let you get into that because I'm talking the whole video.
The baby spoon method.
Do you even remember it?
So the baby spoon method, basically, how I put it to people is you have to give them little doses, one step at a time. You have to feel like a baby because you can't give the baby too much. The baby will get agitated, it will get fussy. So sometimes you have to do that with people. Don't be afraid to sit there and just give them a little bit. Like, listen, this is a little bit of my life. I'm not giving you the whole spoon to sit there and go.
I ain't giving you all the food either. You can't get all of it.
Not at all.
Not at once.
No.
I'm gonna just, here you go, buddy, here's all of it.
But then if you just sit there and just, you completely, just F it up and you don't do anything that's good for it, then you just don't deserve anything.
Right.
So
like if you're gonna throw out every food that I have, I'm giving you a little bit of this flavor, I'm giving you a little bit of this flavor, I'm giving you a little bit of this flavor. If you don't want none of the flavors, you're gonna be tantrumy like that, you get no food. That's not on me. That's on you. You chose to starve today.
Mm-hmm.
You chose you didn't want it today.
And that's in relationships too.
That goes to any relationship. Parent, friend, partner, everything. Anything and everything.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. When you, baby spoon theory, not everybody deserves your spoon.
Oh,
you're in charge.
Oh,
you're in charge of your spoon.
Now listen, the food is your life story. That is your trauma. That is your good times. That is your bad times. The food is that. The spoon is your energy. Like I have to put forward the spoon. Not everyone deserves the spoon. I like that. Not everyone deserves the spoon.
Not everyone deserves a spoon.
Shoot, you might be a part of the food, but you ain't getting the spoon.
You're not going to eat off the same plate I'm going to eat off, because my plate's going to be a lot different than yours.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people, that's where they don't understand. It's like, you know what? The more that you're giving someone religiously the spoon, the more that you're just letting people just feed off of you. And like I said, you got to stop that. You got to stop that, because people can devour that spoon and there's nothing left of you. And that is simply your life.
Literally, they can take that spoon and then run straight over the stove, start up a whole fire, start up a whole pot of something, and it's because you gave them the spoon. You allowed them to smash the spoon out your hand. Yes. You allowed them to go run rampant with your spoon. Hey, yo, I like that. I like that. One of the things I always say is like, another version of this is saying like the scientific thing. Sorry guys, I have a big brain. The litmus test. If anyone knows what a litmus test is, it's a piece of paper for like science testing. And what they do is they take a beaker. If it lights up a certain color, that means it's acidic. If it doesn't light up that color, it's non-acidic. So think of this as like a relationship. I'm taking the beaker of the relationship we're about to build. The chemical inside is the relationship we're about to have. Whether it's a friendship, a partnership, a business partner, whether it's a parent relationship, whatever kind of relationship I'm about to have with you is inside of this beaker. I'm going to take this piece of paper, I'm going to dip it in. And when it comes out, is this going to be acidic or not acidic? Is this going to be toxic or non-toxic? Is this going to be poisonous and kill everything? Or is it not going to be poisonous and it's going to be good enough to work? Like, what kind of relationship you have is inside that beaker? Test it, litmus test. Now the thing about it is the same thing with that spoon. Yeah, obviously the food being like part of the story, part of the trauma, part of the good times, part of the bad times, whatever that is. The food is the food. That's what's inside the beaker at the same exact time. But that beaker, don't let them run around. They can throw whatever chemical they want into that beaker now. Don't let them take your beaker. Same kind of method. It is literally the best part about an analogy is you can flip it any way you want. You can make this a football type thing. You can make it basketball, whatever. You can make it into science. You can make it into baby food. You can make it into educational, whatever. Like anything and everything applies here. But the thing about it is what are you letting people have? What are you letting people have? Why you let them have control? Why you let them have it? And how much are you letting them have? For instance, if I love you, if I'm in this with you, whatever, like if I love you, I'm still not letting you run everything. And that's because I love you. Straight up. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let you run us into a brick wall. No. That's just responsible relationships. I mean, everyone always says like a relationship is 50-50. I say a relationship is 100-100. We both have to be doing our part all the time. If we ain't doing our part, we running rampant and yeah. And we wasting each other's time. You know. But the funniest part is like we were just talking about like our lives and our traumas and stuff. And the number one thing is that I was told this once by a good friend long ago. His name's Josh. Not gonna fully disclose anything about him, but he was my childhood best friend. Still is one of my best friends to this day. One of the things he had said was, quit striving for your mother's apology. Quit striving for validation from your family. Quit striving for that. Because if you are striving for that, if that's all you need to move on, write an apology to yourself. Write it down for yourself. You want an apology? You want validation? Write your own. You don't need it from her. You just need one. Because, listen, the apology you need to give yourself is the wasted motion, the wasted time that you get. You need to apologize for wasting your own time. For instance, 31 years of fighting with your dad, trying to make this relationship actually start somewhere. At least start somewhere. 31 years of that. 25 years of me and my mom trying to start somewhere. Trying to do something with it. Make something out of it. 25 years of wasted motion. 31 years of wasted motion. No matter how many years of wasted motion it is wasted motion. And the literal definition of insanity is doing the same thing more than once and expecting a different result. Every time you do it. And it's like, you wonder why you're going crazy. It's because you're literally insane. It's like you're doing the literal definition of insanity. So you want an apology, and you need to apologize to yourself. Because you just made yourself go crazy for 31 years and 25 years. You drove yourself crazy. Because you allowed them the beaker. You allowed them the spoon.
That's very true.
It's allowance.
It's very true. You know, I come to realize too that when you haven't seen someone in a very long time, and the punchline or the thesis on it is, well, you jump the gun. Well, let me tell you something.
It's kind of hard to jump a gun, but anyways.
It's hard to jump the gun. It is. I mean,
I'm not even sorry about that. Everyone always uses that phrase, but I just want you to realize the literal picture of jumping a gun.
right.
Like, it is not just talking about, like, oh, the race is starting, that gun. Like, think about it. Someone's shooting right at you. Like, how you gonna jump over the bullet, buddy? Like there is a depiction here of every single version of that verbiage, but I'm just saying, you can't really jump over the bullet. And you might be over anticipating the start of a race, but any good racer knows don't fall for it. If you fell for that, that's kind of your fault. But if it's one of those things where like the guy forgot to put the bullet in the chamber and he's pulling the trigger, and it's not your fault that you went. I mean, you know, like how the Kentucky Derby, like what if there's no bullet? There's no boom. So like when he pulls that trigger, you're supposed to go. It's not your fault there's no boom. You just get an extra head start on everybody else. You ain't jumping the gun in the race format. There's no boom. Everyone else is just behind you. That can apply anywhere you want it. Now the other way of jumping a gun, I'm pointing a gun straight at you, and I'm gonna shoot this thing. I dare you to jump that bullet. You ain't fast enough to jump the gun.
Right.
I'm just saying, when people say you jump the gun, I'm like, I want you to realize the literal words that just came out of your mouth, because it is probably the hardest thing to literally accomplish. You have to wait on the bang of the gun, or you literally aren't jumping over a bullet, so I don't want to hear nobody say they can. And if you do say you can, prove it. I won't need to prove. But as you were saying, like people keep saying like you jumped the gun. And, like,
I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
Like, when it came to me and the family. But in all reality, truth is, if someone comes and finds you, then everything comes along with it. And it's over.
There's a thing that you open the door for them. You left that door wide open. Like as soon as you saw him coming, you were like, "Oh, I see you coming over the hill. Here's the door. Let's go, get in."
For sure.
And I love doing that for certain kinds of people, but like it's like, "Oh, I see you coming over the hill, fam. Let's go. Come on, hurry up. Screen door's open. Let's go." Like, no. Not everyone deserves that kind of treatment.
Right. You
got to come knocking on my door first, and I can make my decision before you can come in. Some people, I'm like, open arms. Come on, open that door. Let's go. Flood doors. Let's go. But like certain people, like for instance, like bad relationships with family members that I have, I'm like, you can come running over the hill. You can come with your arms wide open. I'm not falling for the same trap no more. I'm not gonna run out and meet you with a hug. I am not gonna leave my back door, front door, no kind of door wide open for you. You're going to earn your way in. Because I ain't falling for it. But that's the thing, like when you said like, what was it, your stepmom or whatever, what was it, stepmom that reached out to you or whatever, it's like, in theory, you didn't have to respond. Looking back in hindsight. So you could have just said, nah, I don't want a relationship with y'all. Move along. You also could have said like, what you want? Like, literally be bold about it, like, what you want? Why are you wasting my time? Like, why are you here? What you want? Like, interrogation mode. You could shut it straight down immediately, you could have interrogated a little bit. But honestly, as every traumatized person does, we said, there's still a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. And we opened that thing wide and we're like, let's hope that it's good this time. Only to be let down again. It's like, we just want it to work, right? Like with me and my mom, with me and my grandparents that died, any last time that they would ever have came around, and any last time, I would fall for it. Because I'm sitting there like, so you're telling me there's a chance? We're going to get it together? And nope. Alright. Why I keep falling for it? Because I want that little bit of hope to finally happen. It's at some point when that little bit of hope fizzles out. But if obviously 25 years in, it hasn't fully faded out. I'm still sitting there like, all right, for my brother's sake, get it right. Not for my sake, but for my brother's sake. There's still a little bit of hope left. I'm like, why? It's not logical. It makes no sense. You probably won't. But it's not a logical thing. It's a little bit of hope. It's a little bit of faith. It's something to hold on to. But it's not logical. There's no logic behind it. I'm like, there's 21 years, 25 years, whatever, however many, 31 years. All of those years of our parents hurting us, our grandparents doing what they do, like our aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, whoever, they do what they do. And that goes for everybody on TikTok, that goes for us. Like, everybody does what they do. But the people that traumatize us, we want to hold on to hope. We're like, they will change eventually. When we see them come running over that hill, we're like, maybe they did. Only to realize, hey, you got a fiver on you? We're like, that's what you can't run it for. It's like, wow, let's go right out there. Same shit. It's like, it sucks, but it's like, we want there to be a change. So we just hope for the best. And when we see even a glimpse of that hope right before our own eyes, we want to believe it. We want to think it's the truth. And then, oh, you got some crack on you? Oh, you got a fiber on you? Like, all right, we're back to the same old. It's like, all right, I was really hoping that this time was the change. Maybe next time. See you next time, buddy. Eventually, it's like, and it's crazy because we know that we're traumatized by it. And we can sit here and talk to her blue in the face about our trauma. But the moment that dad comes running, or the moment that mom comes running, you know what we're going to do. We're going to want to hold on to that hope somewhere in the back of our mind. Where we're like, maybe they did. No. The moment that hand touches, you're like, maybe, dang it. Every time. So you want to reach, no matter how cautious you get, the moment you touch hands, it's like trying to paint a picture, you know. You're reaching out to it, you're like, maybe, no, maybe. No matter how cautious you think you are, how many years have you wasted? How many emotions have you tried? How much time? Because time equals money, first of all. A lot of trauma comes out of like financial struggles. All you want is my money, but you don't want my time. Why are you trying to spend my money and not spend time with me? And the one thing I said by accident to one of my friends earlier, I'm like, listen, I don't want your trauma and I don't want your drama. You know where to go. No trauma, no drama. No. I don't want either one of them. There's a reason they rhyme. They can go together out in front door. They can stay friends and they can stay over there. I just don't want it. I don't know, what would be your advice for like trying to get away from things like that, like the patterns, where it's like subconsciously, it's not even a conscious thing, because consciously we're like, we know we need to stay away. But subconsciously, there's this glimpse of hope. Like, what is your suggestion for that? Just like running from that subconscious of like, oh, they're gonna change. I want them to change.
Definitely distance yourself. Number one, I feel, and number two, don't expect a lot of good to come from conversations. Be prepared to be victimized. Be prepared to be the perpetrator, the one that's the bad guy because you were saying this, you were saying that. You're going to be gaslighted, you're going to be manipulated. And
that's part of the trauma, right? Like,
a lot of people are good at that, and people just keep doing it until you sit there and say enough's enough.
Right.
You got to cut it off.
Right. And obviously, like, people say cut it off, and like it's supposed to be this easy thing. But it's like the subconscious wants there to be a change. We want that connection with that person. Like, for instance, me and my mom. I'm like, I want her to be a mom. She just probably never will. 99.9999999% chance you can shut that down. Never gonna happen for me. Cool. But there's that 0.0000001% in the subconscious of my brain that when I see that little thing, I'm like, maybe. And it's like, it makes zero sense. Why are you gambling on that? But it's like, it's in everybody, especially with like trauma victims and stuff like that, where it's like, you have that subconscious where it's like, maybe they change. There's virtually no chance, but maybe they did. And I don't understand the subconscious of that. It's like, how do you, like, when you want to cut somebody off, it's like, for instance, they play an important role. You want that role filled by the person that's supposed to be in that role. But how are you going to cut that entire thing off? It's like, my mother should have been my mom. My mother should have raised me. My mother should have motherly instincts with me for specifics.
Right.
But she don't. And I'm sitting there for 25 years struggling, striving, trying to get that relationship on top of everything else I had to go through. But that was one major one. Like, but now I'm like, there's 99.99999% chance never gonna happen. But for some reason, and I know for a fact, because like psychology even says it, like everyone wants something to hold on to, whether they admit it or not. So I'm gonna just admit it both face. I'm like, I want her too. There's a want, but there's that realization that it's like, you have to cut this off. You can't stay in contact. You can't be her son and her best friend and the one that holds her accountable and all that. You can't be all of these things all at the same time. Because no matter what, she's going to victimize you. She's going to abuse you. Shit's gonna hit the fan quick every time. Why are you wasting emotions, buddy? You're wasting more time. You're wasting more money. You're wasting another chance at success because you want to chase down something that died 25 years ago.
So I feel like they're doing music. Yeah.
Right. So like, I don't know what to advise someone with to like avoid their subconscious. Like, you know, you want to hold on for that hope. Like, for instance, for you, like, I want my dad to finally come around. Finally. Maybe it will never ever happen. And there's like 99.99999% chance saying never gonna happen. But for some reason, your own subconscious probably, you're like, maybe one day. And it's probably buried inside you because you probably don't want to admit it. I never want to admit the fact that I want my mom to change. But I want it. It's a want. It's obviously not logical. The numbers say otherwise. The history says otherwise. But the want is still there. So it's like, how do you run from that desire? How do you run from that subconscious, I want you to be good to me? I don't have any advice for that. So I'm like, oh my God, how do you avoid your want? I mean, obviously, like in our first episode, we're talking about financial stability, and we probably should have talked about like want versus need for a minute. But like now we're talking about like relationships, want versus need. That's another good point. Like, I want you to be good. I don't need you here. My life does not revolve around you. I would like for you to, but if you don't, you don't. That's a you problem. I mean, that's the only advice I can think of. It's like, just do you as much as possible. Maybe if they do, let them do it on their own time. Don't keep pursuing it. Don't waste your own time. Buddy, you got some stuff to do. You ain't got time to keep asking your mom to be nice to you. You ain't got time to be asking daddy to be nice to you. You're 31, I'm 25. We ain't got time to be asking mommy and daddy no more. That's one thing, like, I feel like is learned over time. But even then, like, you can learn all you want, but do you know it? It's the same thing as like reading a book. You can read it. Did you learn it? Did you apply it? Yeah. I don't know, it's crazy to think about though, but it's like, yeah, that's pretty much our advice on trauma, because it's like, we have so much to like iron out ourselves, obviously, as human beings. And life gets messy for everybody. I'm sure our TikTok listeners, for as long as y'all have been listening right now, you've had trauma happen in your life, whether you want them to or not. A lot of people like to put on that mask and say like, oh, I've never had a bad thing happen a day in my life. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm perfect. All right, my bad, Jesus. I didn't realize you were watching the live stream. My bad, homie. All right. But no, like, everyone's had a bad moment or a bad thing happen to them. That qualifies as part of your story. And it has altered your story. And trauma is literally defined as a story-altering event. If something bad and or something good, trauma, by definition, trauma could be a good thing. By definition, if it's just supposed to alter the story, you could win $1 million. That's considered trauma. I'm just saying. Like, it's just supposed to be a story-altering event. If I get rich, it's trauma. For y'all. For y'all. That's let me hit the lotto. Let me hit the lotto. There. I will not tell you I hit the lotto, but there will be signs.
Right. Signs.
But no, that's literally it. Like, I don't know, like, everyone gets messy. Everyone has an event that alters their story a little, and even a little bit. Like, something happened. Like, even if you've had in your own mind the most perfect blue collar life, white collar life, whatever it is, you've never had a problem in your own mind right now. I'm pretty sure you go back to elementary school, you were probably picked on at least once or twice for either being the rich kid or dressing too preppy, or you never go out the house, or like you're probably picked on. Boom, there's one trauma. I'm like, okay. Remember that one time mom didn't buy your Reese Puffs, but she instead bought like the off-brand one, the Big K or whatever. I don't know. Like, well, some kids like to cry about that. Some kids want to hold a grudge for a little while. Trauma. By the way, shut up. If you're that kid, I don't like you. I don't care. But still, like, again, here's the thing about it also that we should touch on. Trauma is trauma. Like, you have to respect each other's trauma. Now, do I have to say that your trauma is valid? No, I don't need to validate your trauma. You validate your trauma every single day that you live. That is you validating your trauma, and that's the only person who's validated. I, on the other hand, do need to respect your trauma. I need to know what boundaries not to cross. I need to know what words not to say. I need to know what fights not to start and what arguments not to get into. I need to know what to get entangled in and what to stay out of. That's all a part of it. That's part of respecting the trauma. Now, do I have to validate your trauma? No. Again, if you're crying about Reese Puffs, I ain't gonna validate nothing. I'm gonna respect it. I'll be like, that is trauma. That is trauma. It's probably the stupidest trauma ever. I am not gonna validate it. I do not need to. That is your time to validate your own trauma. I ain't gotta validate it. I'm gonna respect it. It is trauma. And I feel for you. Now, on the other hand, I am not gonna validate it, and I'm gonna tell you you're stupid. For that one and that one alone. I mean, there's a lot of people that get traumatized by, for me, for instance, abuse, rape, drugs, alcohol, partying, whatnot, basketball injury, ruining pretty much my whole life. All of these things you can pinpoint as traumas for me because they were all part of the story that were super dark and super bad and super life altering. So I have traumas, and here's the thing: you start bringing them up to a sound person like me, where I'm like, dude, really, you gonna crack a rape joke to a rape victim? I ain't like that. I'll be sitting there cracking one right back at you. But like, at least I was pretty enough. Shit. Straight up, like, you crack a rape joke at me, like, okay, for instance, some people are still in their moment. They're still wrapped in their own brain, and they still have a flashback moment. And I still have a flashback moment every time someone brings up rape. But here's the thing: we can choose to live out of fear, and we can choose to live in that same moment for the rest of our lives for however many years. Or you can choose to stand up, dust yourself off, and go to the next moment. You have two choices. Make the better one. You choose what that is. I ain't gonna tell you. You figure it out. Like, in my opinion, dust yourself up, move along. Because then it just becomes a faded memory at this point. It doesn't affect you. Every time you hear the word rape, you don't break down crying. Me, I hear the word rape, I don't break down crying. Matter of fact, people have made rape jokes to me. I remember someone was like, not to be super explicit, but they were like, was it bigger? I'm like, yes, of course it was bigger. I was 8, bro. I was like, yes, of course it was bigger. I was 8. Like, duh. If it isn't bigger, there's a problem. I mean, just saying. Like, I ain't gonna be wrapped up in it. I'm not gonna get too emotional with you. I'm going to call you an idiot because if you ask that question, I'm just like, if it wasn't bigger than an 8-year-old, he has problems. There's a reason he has to go for 8-year-olds. I'm just as messed up as some people think I am. I'm not even sorry. You thought I was messed up before, you really don't think I'm messed up after this video. But no, that's my best advice. Is like, just get up, move to the next moment.
Absolutely.
And like, for instance, like, some are like event-based moments, right? Like rape or a right hook from your family member or a fight or an argument. Those are moment-based. But like, for instance, like we were talking about, 25 years, 31 years. Those aren't event-based traumas. Those are consistent, persistent trauma. But here's the thing: regardless of if it's just event-based or persistent, you gotta get up. You gotta dust yourself off and move on to the next.
Yep.
It's a requirement now. So here's the thing: like for me and Nate, it's like, get up, move to the next moment.
Right.
That 31 years, Nate, gotta go. It's like that trauma, we gotta let it go, buddy. We gotta get up, dust yourself off, move on. It's not gonna be an easy process to do that either. But believe me, you're gonna thank yourself when it's over. You're gonna be like, oh, that 31 years ain't nothing. I'm 65, I have a wife, I have a kid, or whatever, like, or a husband, or both. No, or both. both.
Something to drink real quick.
Oh yeah, not just that, you must drink. Both? No. We get both? No. That's crazy. But no, that's really what it is. Like, he's 31. Next thing you know, he's gonna be 62. Are you gonna waste 62 years fighting with your dad? Or are you just gonna waste 31 and move on to the next thing? Eventually, you gotta move on to the next thing, I hope. But for me and my mom, I'm 25 years old. Am I gonna sit there and wait till I'm 50 to finally give up fighting for my mom's relationship and love and affection and attention?
Nope.
That feels like it's a wasted 50 years. It's a wasted 25.
Right.
Matter of fact, once you turn 18, you have the choice to make that relationship that was not working in the first place turn into dust on a construction site. Why do I say dust on a construction site? Construction sites require you to build on top of it.
That's
So that broken relationship, that condemned building, you had the choice at age 18, and you still have that choice today to tear it down and build something new.
absolutely.
It's just a lot of us want to stay there. Oh, well, it was historical back in the day. No one kept up with it. There's mold everywhere. Literally, you can see through the ceiling. Nothing about this condemned building is redeemable right now. Tear it down, build something new. I don't give a crap that it was built in 1800s and it has all this shit. Like, no. Same thing goes. You did not keep up with it. It is an eyesore. Tear it down, build something new. Same thing goes with family. They did not take good care of the condemned building from when it was built till now. The entire family has crumbled. Eventually, you got to tear it down, build something new. And it has to be for you. It can't be for them. There's a reason that got torn down in your life. You have to tear that building down and build something new. Something has to come out of nothing. It's how everything always works in the universe. That's how it has to continue. Something comes out of nothing, always. And it's like, for me, I'm a Christian, obviously. So, a lot of like religious arguments back and forth with people that are like atheists or paganists or whatever. They like to argue about like how God could have been a thing, right? Oh, the Big Bang, blah, blah, blah. Like, here's the thing about the Big Bang, buddy. You say two atoms collided, magically. Just two random things in the middle of nothing. How can you have something in nothing, by the way? But anyways, two atoms in the midst of nothing, collided, Big Bang, everything. Well, if there is nothing, that means there's no air, there's no gravity, there's nothing. What would have pushed them together? Big Bang. Something had to push them together. You know? And that's exactly how I think God would have started that. He would have said, poof, everything starts. And it's not a big boom that like you would expect, oh, it killed God then, right? It's an explosion. No. What you expect isn't what happened. Because what happened was God already knew, right? That's my religious point of view of it. Now, what happened here? There's nothing. These aren't even usable. They're not visible. And then something came in and made it even more something. And now there's even more something. Now there's even more something. Like, something has to come out of nothing, always. And this is you. You have to start it. So, like, 31 years of nothing, you have to put something there. Visual descriptions of everything. I feel like that can help sometimes. That's the way I feel. I don't know. Because like we want to live in the trauma. We want to live in that past moment for so many years, for so long. And like the part that sucks is like everyone's like, oh, we should never tell someone to move on. We should validate their feelings. Yes, I think your feelings are feelings. I will respect your feelings. But at some point, you cannot sit in the corner anymore. At some point, you have to get up, pay bills. At some point, you have to get on with life. At some point, you have to want happiness. Matter of fact, the reason why you want them to be good is the same thing you should be pointing in a different direction. You want them to be good? No, you want to be happy. Now, if they were good, that would have made you happy. But you have to skip a step. That's just how life is. It's not going to be fair for everybody. It's not going to be nice to everybody. Some people are going to have to skip a step here and there. Some people are going to have to go through a step a lot harder. Some people get handed a nice parents. Some people get handed a complete family, white picket fence, everything's perfect. Some people don't. The thing is, what are you gonna do about it? It's like, what are you gonna do about it? You gonna sit there, cry about it in the corner, never pay a bill, never get a job, never take care of yourself, never have a smile come to your face?
I didn't wait before.
Same. But what was the product of that season?
That season was different. It was different.
Now, I'm not asking what the cause of the season was. That's pretty obvious. That's how we got in every last one of them.
Right.
What was the effect? What was the product that came after? You got up. you finally decided, yeah, sit in this corner and go to bed, baby. What did you do from there? Got up. What did you do once you got up? You went step by step to try and build something. You crumbled. Fine. You probably went back. You were like, oh yeah, maybe this relationship worked now. Yeah. Oh, dang it again. Probably withered back into that corner. You got back up. But you got back up. And you did it again. You got back up. You did it again. You got back up. This time, here's the thing about getting up. You choose how far away you get to walk once you get up. You can take 3 steps. You can take 3 million steps. You don't have to turn around. You don't have to be like, oh, maybe. You don't have to. Just get your butt up and keep moving. Who says turn over your shoulder and maybe they'll be there? Who says they won't? All your job is to do is get up and get stepping. Maybe they'll join you, maybe they won't. Don't worry about it. You worry about you. Eventually people will see it. Eventually people will respect it. Eventually people will validate it. Eventually people will love it. That's how life goes. You want love, you want happy, you want joy, you want peace, you want serenity. You want a full picture. Yeah, it's not going to come as easily to people that don't have the first family, right? The first family of, oh, mom, dad love me, mom, dad has that house, mom, dad has this, mom, dad can protect me, mom, dad can fully take care of me. Not everyone's going to get that. I wish I would have got it. That's not going to change anything, though, because here we are 25 years later, never got it. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can wish all you want, but that star ain't going to do nothing right now.
You can't be in the deep end all the time.
Right.
And I feel like that's been me, is I've had to be in the deep end with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people.
When did you realize you were human? When you started to go under the water?
You know what? I've had my head push. Went through some breakup, went through some health crisis. Came into Toledo actually am making it better for me.
Yeah, he made a really good Tutti Frutti the other day too.
I did. And you just can't be in the deep end for people. People aren't going to save you from the deep end. Because you know why? They want to see you drown. They want to see you, they want to cover those words that are on top. They want you to sink with it, baby.
You know the thing about human nature?
They know.
Is everyone wants to feel good. Right. That's the thing about human nature. Everyone wants to feel good. And how do you feel good?
Yep.
That grind to the top. How do you feel good? Grind to the top.
Right.
Well, how do we grind to the top? There's got to be someone at number 2. There's got to be someone at number 3. There's got to be someone at number 4. If you want to be number 1, there's got to be someone beneath you.
You can't be a victim in the deep end.
Right. So here's the thing.
Yep.
Like, if you want to feel success, someone's got to feel failure.
Right.
That's human nature for some reason. And I don't understand it. Why do you have to enforce that? That failure, though, is beyond me.
Right.
Let them fail on their own time. You don't have to be an asshole to them. Eventually, they're going to make a mistake where they're going to cost themselves hundreds of dollars.
Right.
You do not need to every time.
Right.
You do not need to make them feel bad every time they slip up. You do not need to bash them over the head with the Bible or the Torah or whatever. Doesn't matter. Because here's why. They're human. You're human. Did you forget that? If you forgot that, here's a mirror. By the way, remember that analogy about swimming in the deep end? Rather there's someone pushing your head down or not, eventually you got to go to the shallow end. You're going to feel that fatigue. Whether it's 8 feet, 10 feet, 30 feet, doesn't matter. You're going to be fatigued after swimming in that deep end for too long. So you're going to eventually swim back to the shallow end and put your feet down on solid ground and catch your breath. One way or another, you're not built to swim forever. You're not a fish. You're a human. You're going to feel the fatigue of swimming.
Cheerleaders are going to see you live. You're just going to see you drown. And
It was so want to see you win. And it was crazy because it's like everyone wants a good comeback story, and that's how I started it. It was like everyone wants a good comeback story, and it was I can't remember how I wrote it, but it was pretty much saying like no one wants to see a winner all the time. Everyone wants a good comeback story. It's like eventually that means you have to be down bad. Eventually that means you don't have to lose a couple. Everyone wants a good comeback story. So guess what? 31 years we've been down. 25 years we've been down. However long you've been down over there. You've been down for that long. Everyone wants a good comeback story. Now here's the thing. Sometimes people are rooting for the other team. That's how life goes. That's how sports go. That's how TV goes. That's how everything goes always. You root for a team. You root for a side. Now you can root for Nate to succeed, or you can root for Nate to fail. You can root for Mike to succeed or Mike to fail. You have two sides. But here's the thing. Everyone wants a comeback story. So when I'm up, you want the comeback for your side to bring me back down. Matter of fact, when I'm up, my team wants me to go back down. Kansas City Chiefs fans, I'm pretty sure y'all were celebrating when y'all lost the Super Bowl, at least a little bit. Because it humbled Patty. It humbled Travis Kelce. It humbled them. It reminded them they're not invincible, which makes them have more hunger. It makes the next year stronger, hardier, better, girthier. But it's what it does. It's like when you lose, you come back with more fire, obviously. So that's why everyone wants at least a couple losses, right? You want your team to lose a little bit. 25 years of losses, 31 years of losses, ons, offs. Like obviously we had minor wins. We won a couple quarters every now and then. We never won a full game, but we won a couple quarters here and there. We're like, oh, we're up at halftime, yeah. And we lost the game. Whatever. Move on. Next game. Everyone wants a comeback story. We're 0-31, 0-25, 0 whatever. Eventually, you're going to get that one. And eventually, you're going to get that 2, and then that 3, and then that 4. And eventually, you're going to win the championship, get that ring on your finger. And eventually, you're going to put it in a trophy case that's called the house. And eventually, you're going to parade around the city that's called a car. And eventually, you're going to go sign some free agents that's called your kids. Go sign a couple draft picks because maybe you can't have kids. Wait, no, reverse that. Sign a couple free agents, that's called adoption. Alright, draft picks for your kids. That to make it sound more sporty. But literally, everyone wants a comeback story. Eventually, every team has to lose. Because it doesn't make it pretty if that team wins all the time. It's not entertaining. It's not a good story. No one wants to tune in. The Kansas City Chiefs going 16-0, winning the Super Bowl for the last 5 years. I'm no longer watching football. But the Kansas City Chiefs become the bad guy when they go 14-2. They make it to the Super Bowl. We're like, they can't get the three-peat. Then Philadelphia, they're the comeback story. But here's the thing, now you kind of want to see what Kansas City does. Makes it intriguing. You're like, wait a minute, Kansas City. Wait a minute, you gonna bounce back? What you gonna do now? Like, it makes it interesting to see the comeback story. What you gonna do when you get smacked in the mouth is the comeback story. 31 years getting smacked in the mouth. 25 years getting smacked in the mouth. However many years getting smacked in the mouth. Come back. That's it. Get up and come back. But the thing is, don't turn around to come back. You gotta go forward to make the comeback. A point system is counting up in a game. I don't want to come back down. I want to come back to the scoreboard and look at myself on top. Now, eventually, that means I'm gonna have to lose. I need this to be everyone wins. Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Someone's gotta win at the end of the game. And sometimes it ain't gonna be neat. Life isn't gonna be nice and pretty for everybody all the time. You're gonna have arguments. You're gonna have bad relationships sometimes. It's gonna happen. But the trauma that got you here is the answer for when you get there.
Yeah.
You run into another person that's built like your dad. Wants to run their mouths, wants to blame you for anything and everything. Oh, I remember meeting someone like you how many years ago? Oh, I knew how to deal with him. I know how to deal with you. What you did with your dad, copy, paste the new person that acts just like him. The trauma can be a learning experience. Think about it. All you have to do is make the comeback. You learn from the losses. You start to win. You start to win some more. Someone else will make a comeback eventually. It's whatever. You're going to slip up. You're going to lose the crown. And you're going to make another comeback. And it's a cycle. Everyone gets a chance at their comeback. It's just about damn time we start making the comeback. Quit wasting time. You're driving yourself crazy. Literal, back to that definition thing, literal definition of insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting different results. 31 years you've done that. 25 years I've done that. I don't know how old y'all are, but I guarantee you've done it for some time. Quit wasting time. Quit driving yourself insane. Don't do the definition of insanity if you don't want to get called crazy. That sounds like a you problem. Skill issue, buddy. It is what it is. But, yeah, I don't know if you have anything to chime into that. I feel like I've talked for 99% of the video here.
Nope.
Shoot. Now I gotta go apologize to myself for being an asshole on camera. Hey, wait. Did we help you? Can we help you?
Can we help you?
Should we read the comments at the end? See if anyone commented?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try it. I wonder what people be saying. Y'all be over here saying stuff? Y'all be talking crap over here? Oh, we got gifts. Someone named Calvin says hi. Hi, Calvin. How are you? Hi, Calvin. Oh, wait. You ever seen SpongeBob? Hi, Calvin. How are you? Hi, Calvin. Oh, wait. You ever seen SpongeBob? Hi, Calvin. Oh, it's a guy named Kevin on SpongeBob, the little pickle, little sea pickle. It's the funniest thing ever. It's like, hi, Kevin. We love the guy named Calvin. At least he commented and gifted. And
The cereal. Someone put a cup in the cereal.
Your mama. Let's go.
Someone did. I mean, cool.
Nah, I wouldn't be. Your mama. Let's go.
Someone did. I mean, cool.
Nah, I wouldn't be your mama. Your mama sounds cooler than your daddy, though.
Yeah.
You know what doesn't sound cool? Either one of those for me. Boom. Roasted. Eventually, and here's the thing, my mom follows this page. I want her to tune in. I should send her this video directly, huh? What do you think? Be like, Mom, look, I was talking shit. Mom, look, I name dropped you. No, I didn't name drop you. I should, though, huh? Hi, Calvin. He liked the live. Calvin, we like you, too. Hey, Calvin, did we help you? Can we help you?
Can we help you, Calvin?
I love the fact I pointed the camera at you right when you said that.
Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein. Wait a minute, what's he look like? Oh, yeah, no, he definitely could be Calvin Klein. You never know. Bro, don't threaten him with a good time. I feel like Calvin would post a picture of his underwear.
Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein. He's Calvin Klein now. It is what it is, boys. It is what it is. All right, we love y'all. Peace out.